Okay, so today we took the time to talk more about social distancing and how germs are spread, because sometimes that happens in a classroom. And it's okay because we're building up our immune system. But I read this book because it talked about the differences between bacteria and viruses. I skipped over a few pages because they were really technical. But I read this book and we just kind of talked about how we social distance and how when we're talking to someone, we shouldn't be able to feel the heat of their breath when they're talking. And that means we're too close if that happens. So anyways, that's where this came from. It's just a kind of like a maintenance of how we are in school these days. Okay, and it's called Germs Make Me Sick, and it's by Melvin Berger, and it's illustrated by Marilyn Hafner. Okay, Germs Make Me Sick. All right, so you wake up one morning, but you don't feel like getting out of bed. Your arms and legs ache, your head hurts, you have a fever, and your throat is sore. I'm sick, you say. I must have caught a germ. Everyone knows that germs can make you sick, but not everyone knows how. So, germs are tiny living things. They are too small to see with your eyes alone. In fact, a line of 1,000 germs could fit across the top of a pencil. That's a lot, right? So the top of a pencil can fit 1,000 germs. There are many different kinds of germs, but the two that usually make you sick are called bacteria and viruses. Under a microscope, and we talked about what a microscope is, it's a machine that makes things look bigger than what they really are. And bacteria and viruses you can't see just by looking at your table or your hand. You actually have to put them in a microscope to be able to see them. Okay, so under a microscope, some bacteria look like round balls. Others are as straight as rods, and still others are twisted in spiral shapes. Viruses are far tinier than bacteria. Some look like balls with spikes sticking out on all sides. Others look like loaves of bread or like tadpoles. There are even some that look like metal screws with spider legs. Okay, and I know that these look scary, but that's okay. All right, we know how to keep ourselves clean from them, and when we get bacteria and viruses, we use our immune systems to fight them off, and modern medicine as well, since some of you have doctors as parents and they know a lot about that. Germs, such as bacteria and viruses, are found everywhere. They're in the air you breathe, they're in the food you eat, in the water you drink, and on everything you touch. They're even on the skin on your body. So you shouldn't be afraid of them. They're around everywhere. Some are good and some are bad, okay? Although germs are all around, they do not always make you sick. Many germs are not harmful. Also, your body keeps out harmful germs most of the time because your skin blocks the germs. As long as there are no cuts or scratches on your skin, germs can't get in. And that's why we avoid our face, because that's a place where you can actually bring them in. Okay, so look over here. It says your nose helps too. It's lined with tiny hairs. The hairs catch many of the germs you breathe in. They push them back out. On the inside of your mouth and throat, it's always wet. Germs often get stuck there and they don't go any further. All right, and your spit and saliva kill those germs. Every once in a while, germs do slip in. If your friend has a cold and she sneezes, the germs fly out. You breathe the air. Some of her germs may get into your lungs. And right now, when we're standing that close, we wear masks, right? And we social distance, so we're 6 feet apart. And so if somebody sneezes, we know to get farther away from them, okay? And then another way to get germs is you take a sip of your cousin's soda. Her germs are on the straw. A few of the germs may get in your stomach. So that's why we don't share food, and we don't share cups and forks and stuff like that. So you should always get a clean glass and a clean fork when you're trying to eat. Okay, you're riding a bike and you fall and scrape your knee. Germs from the ground may get under your skin. But even when harmful bacteria and viruses get into your body, you don't always get sick. That's because your body has a way to fight germs. Okay, the white blood cells go after any germs that sneak in. Usually these cells kill the germs before they can do any harm. They're like ninja cells. See what they do? They eat the harmful germs. Your blood also has a special protein that attacks germs. They're called antibodies. Look what they do. They attack them. The white blood cells and antibodies don't always get rid of germs, though. Some germs stay in the body and make you sick. What if the germs in your body are bacteria? Well, they quickly start to multiply. Each one becomes a new bacteria. Then they become 4, and so on. And then in a few hours, millions of bacteria are in your body. The bacteria give off waste products. Okay, and that's what makes your body feel sick. That's when you feel sore. Your body's telling you something's not right, and that's why you have to tell your parents. Okay, you have aches and pains. Sometimes you'll run a fever, or you'll break out in a rash. Okay, you may cough or sneeze or throw up. These signs are telling you that you need to go to a doctor. Okay, and some of them they kind of stay where they're supposed to be. So bacteria in your mouth are like that. Their poison only attacks your teeth and causes cavities. It doesn't go other places. So your teeth bacteria doesn't go to your stomach, and your stomach bacteria doesn't go to your foot, okay? Earaches and boils can also stay in one place. All right, and so then they kind of talk about how like to fight them off, and you just would go see a doctor, okay? So then, what if viruses get in your body? And we hear a lot about viruses these days. Viruses are different from bacteria. They don't give off poisons, okay? So it disappears and just nothing happens for a while. So then it goes inside the cell, and then a new viruses form, and then they break out of the cell and make you feel sick. Okay, the virus spreads out, and as they do, you feel worse and worse. They give you colds and the flu and measles and mumps and chickenpox and lots of other viruses. Although bacteria and viruses can make you sick, you usually begin to feel better after a day or two when your body has beaten back the germs. Okay? At times, you do have to go to the doctor and have the doctor look at you. They'll swab your throat with cotton, and then they send them to a lab. All right, or they might take a few drops of blood, and that goes to a lab too, and they test it and figure out what's going on and what's the best medicine to give you. All right, and so then they'll send that prescription to the pharmacy, and you'll start taking pills or liquids to make you feel better. Okay, they don't have drugs to cure all diseases caused by viruses, but they can give you something called a vaccine to prevent it, like the flu shot or your vaccines that you take when you're little, okay? And then they might give you a little bit of medicine to make some of the symptoms feel better, but when your germs make you sick, they might tell you to stay in bed. Bed rest makes it easier for your body to fight the germs. So does eating and drinking healthy foods and drinks, okay? And so once you're well again, you'll want to stay that way, and so you want to stay healthy. So here's how we stay healthy. We stay away from anyone who has a cold or a flu. Social distance, wear a mask. We wash our hands with soap and warm water to get rid of germs. We eat good and healthful food. We brush our teeth after meals. We get plenty of rest. We do some exercise every day. And you visit your doctor and dentist regularly so that they can kind of check you and make sure that you're healthy. And then you get the shots that you need to keep you healthy as well. All right, and so that is how you stay healthy. So germs do make you sick sometimes, but you can help yourself be as fit as a fiddle all the rest of the time. There you go.